got the first like 2 minutes of the other one, someone called me, and then I tried to just like close out of the live to answer it, and I did answer it, but I came back and it wouldn't. It was gone, so it wouldn't let me back in. So I'm sorry. Sorry about that, but we're back. We are back. And if you're all still in the other one, I'm sorry. I'm over here now, so you'll probably see it later. But I forgot what I was talking about before I got a phone call. All kind of crazy. And I thought it was them because they took my phone number. What's up, R34? I love R34s, man. Michael Gray, what's going on? So yeah, if you're in the other live feed, jump to this one. Because no one's there anymore. Welcome back. There you go. YouTube's weird. Like I tried to go back. It says, do you want to resume the live? And then it never lets you. It just says unable. What's up, Tim? George, what's going on? Yee-yee. But yeah, we got a load going to Charleston. I think we're just taking empty molding like crates that held some kind of parts, and they need to put more parts in there to bring them back over here. R34s are awesome, man. I miss my IROC, man. I'm really looking for a white like manual one. The guy in Charleston has one, but he wants like 28,000 for it. It's low miles, like 30,000 mile car, but I'm gonna rip the motor out anyways. I don't want like a time capsule restoration piece. I want a 9-inch rear end burnout machine with T-tops. So, Michael Gray, Mike Etheridge, I love Tennessee, man. What's up, R Wade? But yeah, we're blessed to get another load. You'll see in today's video, I did take my trailer. You had a blue 87 IROC. That was my first. Freddie, what's going on? My first IROC was the Canary Yellow 87. Take two. There you go. Last load said they never rejected. They said it was just loaded with normal forklift. Yeah, robots. What's up with? Yeah, that's right. Exactly, Kevin. I understand that I want the robots to get wet. I understand it was an immense amount of rain that I drove through. So yeah, I did take my. What's going on? What's up, Daniel? How you doing, brother? What's up, Charger? I did take my trailer today because it's down the street from my house. I took it to Travis at Southeast Trailer Mart. Just said, hey man, you get up on top, just any seal, redo it again. Just make sure this thing's like super dry van, airtight. So he did for me, and I picked it up about 1 o'clock. You'll see that in today's video if you watch it. First car was a 91 SHO. Those were fun cars. That was a V6 Yamaha motor. IROC still has tons of bolt-on. Yeah, the IROCs are so, I mean, you can, from the Trans Ams to the IROC to the next generation, the 4th gens, they all, like the 4th gen seats bolt right in. A lot of the dash components, you can switch dashes, a lot of stuff fits right back in. How did that switch work? The switch works great, Tony. It's turned on right now, keeping it cold. So that last prong on that switch, if you have the factory one with the red light in the middle, that last prong on the bottom, or I think it's actually on the top because it's switched around, you don't need it. That just turns on the light. So if you can just on or off, then it'll be good. Top is up. What's up, Mike J? St. Louis, what's up, Robert? Yeah, just remember that up is on and down is off, and you're good. Or you'll just notice your fridge is cold. Just finished a 15-hour day hauling concrete. Woo! There you go, Jimmy. Did you take 2 loads in? Holly Hill and back, but you must have had some hold up. Henry G, how you doing there, man? That's right, Henry. How many people did lose their jobs because of robots? And yeah, it was just, and then they can't work in water. Daniel, I try, man. Belton, South Carolina, I love it out there. What's up, Pac-Man? Check it in, just kind of say hello and hope all is well. There you go, Steve. Thanks for checking in, man. Good seeing you in here again. David, what's going on? Indiana, what's up, Jim? David, what's going on? Well, I already said hi to you. Sorry, man. Paul 66, Southampton, UK. What's going on? How you guys doing over there, man? How's the little United Kingdom doing? America, I think America's kind of getting fed up with whoever's trying to. I don't know if companies are lining their pockets or they have a different agenda to just own kind of be like a kingdom. I don't know if they're trying to like have their elites that rule everybody, which I don't think our politicians should be. Our politicians aren't the kings. I think they're just ran by the kings. They're ran by the people with all the money, and they donate to them. And everybody's. I guess everybody can be bought. And I think a lot of our politicians are, unfortunately, both sides, Republican and Democratic. They're bought. I don't know many that aren't, even in their local districts. But it was sad yesterday. I saw a thing. T-Dub sent it to me that Mitch McConnell had like another baby stroke where he just freezes up and. I feel bad for him. He needs to be he needs to be taken care of, like not public speaking anymore. Same thing with that the lady from California. she doesn't even know where she's at. Like these, I guess that's one thing our founding fathers didn't do so great with politicians is do a limit on the, I guess not even a limit on the age, but like a cognitive test. Like some people age worse than others. Like my grandma on my dad's side got dementia. She wasn't the same anymore. My grandpa's still kicking it at 88 years old and all there. So I don't know. Yeah, Mitch. I don't know, Tony. Mitch, I feel bad for him. He shouldn't be in office anymore, man. He should be. Brasilia, what's going on? Gracie, what's up, Sean? Ocala, what's happening? Are you doing okay from Ocala, man? You got some big wins out there. Some storm surge. Corian, Ireland. Christopher, what's up, brother? Anderson, South Carolina. What's up, man? I love Anderson. That's right by our lake house. What's up, Matt? But yeah, just some of these guys, and then you could tell he has like caregivers, and you could tell that they are kind of overseeing because they're working for the kings, the elites, the guys with all the money, all the lobbyists, all the people that giving them money to do what they want them to do. And those people that are in their cabinet, they're just directly reporting to the people that are calling the shots. So it's sad to see it. Yeah, I believe that, Daniel. I mean, you shouldn't be able to be in office for that long, I guess. I mean, senators are yeah, it's crazy there, because when they get that old, I mean, I don't mind if of course I mind if anybody's corrupt or is being paid by somebody that has different interests in what is best for the people trying to make a living out here, or just live a good life, but you should be able to know what's going on. Shouldn't have somebody else doing it. Yeah, yes, they may do work with middle class. Yeah, I think they're trying to just do an authoritative world. I don't know what the end game is, to get America to be two different classes, like the elite and the working class. That's it, I guess. I don't know. So, but I like taking vacations and being able to hang out. So I'm trying, Sean. Christian, Pac-Man worked for Buddy Moore. We deliver the first squad. Oh, there you go. I love First Quality, man. So Baton Rouge, what's up, Paul? Yeah, but I think a lot of people are kind of. I never even thought about politics. Not until I had kids. Like, I don't know why that made a difference, but once I had my kids, once I started running this business, even when I ran my grill business, I didn't really care. I started raising an eyebrow when they got so mad in 2016. It seems like every week there was like a different thing that was going on, like internally, to try and blow up that presidency. And I was like, okay, well, why are they doing this? Why are they so mad at this guy or trying to do crazy stuff? And then more and more stuff, I started opening my eyes, like, okay, these people don't have the best interests of the people in mind most of the time, or at all. So that's when I started caring. I just want my kids to have a decent future, you know. I want them to be there. Robot's loading down. No, it's actually a young kid. He's probably like got to be in his early 20s. He's like, looks like a gamer, and his name's Justin also. Too many whacked out Paul. Yeah, I think that they're just, they get, I mean, a lot of them, you can watch their earnings. If they make $250,000 and then they're worth $10 million, it's like, how did that happen? I mean, you know how it happened, but it's just sad. Maybe use the people's. I think so, Henry. You can tell the people that step in and try to like help them. There needs to be term limits. That try to like. That lady steps into Mitch McConnell and she acts like, oh, he just didn't hear the question. Like, no, he heard it just right. He acknowledged it. He said okay, and then he wouldn't do a blank stare for 30 seconds because his brain isn't getting enough blood. It's sad. He should be not put in those situations where he's getting riled up, or where he should be able to relax and enjoy the rest of his life and move on. Michigan, what's going on, man? I mean, I think my main point of that, I think most people that didn't care about politics like me 6 years ago are starting to care and starting to look into it, like what's really going on, because it's affecting everybody out here. Every 4 years, bring in some young blood. Yeah, just bring in competition. Friendly competition is always good. Let someone else step in for a little bit and see if they can kind of. But I understand the people that are paying these guys, and once they get in their pocket and they're paying them, they don't want to have to start over with that again, you know. And the guy getting paid doesn't want to lose that income. So it's just a big inside ring of badness. Baton Rouge, what's up, Paul? My family lives out there. My dad's side, they live in Lafayette. Yeah, it's some of that stuff. Give that stuff for free, but nothing's free. Yeah, All they did was print more money. They gave you free money, but they just printed more of it. So then everything costs more, but you're not making more. It's sad. Southeastern just pulled up next to me. Bum, bum, bum. Not enough oxygen. Yeah, this old Paul doesn't still think rent is $300 a month, and it's on average like I think 1,600 or something. Oh, it's crazy. White collar crime, blue collar. Yeah. What's up, Alpha? How you doing? Comes down to agendas, pretty much. And then that's another thing that just opened my eyes. I know I don't want to keep rabbit holing Maui, but if they can do that to people, because the Maui people didn't want to sell their land. They didn't care what amount of money you threw at them. That was their heritage, that was their island, and they were keeping that beachfront, beautiful property in the west side of Maui, which is beautiful. It's where like Kapalua is one of the prettiest golf courses I've ever played. It's the west side of Maui, like a little bit north of Lanai. And they said, okay, you're not going to sell it to us, then we're going to change the laws and then move you out. Man, it was kind of a harsh way to move them out. So, too many people are creatures of habit. Yeah. Allison's doing great. She's working her butt off. They're short-handed over there in the shop, so she's really taking on the workload. Yeah, and that's the thing, Shile. I try not to talk to T-Dubs, and I say I just don't want to think about it too much because there's nothing one of us can do. All of us together, we can try and vote and do our thing to help, but nowadays it seems like sometimes that doesn't really help much too, but that's all we can do. We can't stress on it because really you're not going to change anything as one person. Some people have done that and can do that, but as ourselves, I don't think we are. What's up, Trucker Dave? When do you go vote? Write the name Todd Pickett. Okay, well, I'll vote for you. Nuke has the same problems as fuel prices, everything going up, but not wages. It's weird. It's like they're trying to push everybody into debt or something, or just they're not paying you more, but they're charging everything is charged more. North Carolina sitting at QT for the night. There you go, Brian. I love the QT, man. Especially if it has like a couple little restaurants around you can walk to, either fast food or a cookout or just something you can go walk to, because the QT food can get old. I mean, it's decent food, but I'd rather have, I like Wawa. I like Wawa and I like Sheetz, S-H-E-E-T-Z. They have some really good kiosk food where you just like type in the screen. Lately, Spinks has been letting me down. Their chicken's been pretty, like, rubbery. So, I don't know what Spinks is doing, but I'm not. Trucker Dave, yeah, Three Doors Down was awesome. I was talking about that earlier. They really, I was listening to the songs today at the pool. They really got my vote for liking them even more now that I got to know them a little more. We got some great seats. The T-Dubs hooked it up on that, and then just hearing how he talked, and he like broke it down between songs, and he's a very faith-driven person, and it's pretty cool. He's just want to living a good life. We can change a great deal together. That's it, Tomo, but it's hard to get everybody together. Yeah, Candlebox is awesome too, right? No, TS, because it was my own equipment. You don't get tow news unless it's something to do with the appointment was set wrong, or the broker messed up on the date, or product's not ready to ship, or the shipment's damaged, or they want you to wait another day, and that's a truck order not used. It has to be on their end. If it's your equipment, you don't get nothing. It's your fault. So, government tax on working people, yeah. And then, I mean, I talked about this last year a little bit, or maybe 2 years ago. I never knew the Fed wasn't a government-ran corporation or corporation entity, whatever. They are a bunch of rich bankers, like Charles Schwab and all them, and all these guys in Jekyll Island, kind of south of Savannah, Georgia, between Jacksonville. They had a meeting way back in, I think it was 1930s or something, or 40s or 20s, and they started the Fed. And the Fed thing gets you, like, you think federal, you think Fed, but it's not. The Fed is run by banks, and they kind of dictate our rates of borrowing and stuff. It's crazy. What's up, Toy Trucker? What's that clone chicken? Yeah, I don't know, John, but it's not the same. At least the one I went to recently, I was like, guys are dropping the ball on this chicken right here. What's up, Stephen Reed? Is Miss Toast Trucking in here? Oh, Miss Toast Trucking, there you go. Yeah, it wasn't really bad. It was really rubbery. Maybe it's just been old and was sitting in there too long. I did watch Oliver Anthony. He talked about his, it was funny, his truck got, he has like a Suburban, a 2007 Suburban. That's what you could tell he's in a Chevy when he was doing his little like interviews when he's talking to the camera, like talking to people like I am, like live feeds, but he did it recorded. But he said that it broke down for some reason. I blew a tire or something. He had to get it towed, and they put it on a rollback. And then the rollback guy he unchained it and everything, and then the truck just rolled off and fell off the back without it being tilted. So the whole truck went boom, boom, and fell off and like bent up his drive shaft and stuff. So yeah, he's not very happy about that. But he was talking to Rogan about that. But they were going to ask him to do something. I think national anthem or play for some football game. Offered him $100,000, and he's like, "No, I'll do it for free. I'll just sing." Like, that's pretty cool, man. What's up, Bray? What's going on, man? There's a book called The Creature from... yeah? I don't even want to get more down the rabbit hole. I'm enough down to realize, like, everything is controlled by the people with all that own everything. So those people are just kind of playing chess with us people. We're like a little ant farm to them. So I just want them to leave us alone. Go ahead. You guys can have your battles of who makes more money and has more mansions. Just let us work and make a decent wage and save our money if we want to and go on vacation and not have to worry about everything costing so much. Whoever's net forklift over there is just boogieing into the trailer, jumping in there. You too, Gene. How you doing, buddy? Good seeing you in here, man. Yeah, they do, Mike Kelly. I talk about that a lot. It's the faster you run, too. Like, if it's really hot outside and I'm running during the day, I will try to keep it in the 60s, 65 and below. Keep the heat even less on the tire. You'll see way more blowouts, especially like through Arizona. Before I was even a truck driver, ever stepped foot in a truck. What's up, Christian Truth Ministries? Banks bailed out the banks. Yep. I was driving in a car going to California on I-10. Just left Phoenix. It's from Phoenix when you get outside of the southwestern Litchfield Park area, Lower Buckeye. When you start heading to the border, there's not much for a while. Your Quartzite's going to be your next big city, but and you're going to go through like where Lake Havasu is and stuff. But anyways, I was cruising on that long strip, and it's just straight. And there's a big truck next to me. I was passing them, and I heard the biggest bang, and I could actually like feel my car move over a little bit. And I think I was like a GTO, like a 2006 GTO or something. And I was like, what the heck just happened? And the truck's trailer tire blew up, and he was running pretty fast because I was barely going around. So yeah, those tires definitely blow. Good old Jekyll and Jerky at Quartzsite. Yeah, I love Quartzsite. What's the load today? It's like plastic moldings that must hold like parts coming off the ports or something. Parts coming from overseas, and they put them in these moldings to ship them because they're all stacked and they're all empty. So I'm just taking plastic moldings back to Charleston to probably whatever's coming off the ports is going to be put back in them. Gracie, I'm right above where I live in Fountain Inn, South Carolina. I'm like 3 miles from my house. Really lucky load. It was listed at $550. We got it for $850, so that's awesome. That'll help pay for that wasted fuel that I spent yesterday going all the way to Florence and back without anything. Used to run a few Yumas. Yeah, Yuma, I didn't ever like the, if I was ever driving, if I ever went to San Diego, and when I lived in Tucson, I was going to school, we would take 8, which is 8 and 10 were in parallel. San Diego, LA, Ontario area is where 10 will drop you into, San Bernardino. But the 8, I didn't like the 8. I didn't like I liked the stops along the 10 way more than I liked the stops along the 8. Like I didn't like Yuma as much as I liked, I don't know why. And then there's also that big old hills, but you did have that Golden Nugget, I think, casino before you got into San Diego and the Alpine Hills, but there's more hills on the 8, I think. It's gonna be hot, Stephen Reed. I have to ask my phone, man. 8 is awfully lonely. Yeah, 8's just lonely. It's just why do you have big old spans of nothing? You'll get a couple little stops here or there on the 10, but there's big spans of nothing on the 10 also. But if you guys know what we're talking about the western freeways that end up taking you into California from Arizona. So 8 and 10, and then 8 gets real close to the border, Calexico. It's like California, Mexico, and they'll have like a random border patrol stop sometimes. And one time I was just like done with tiring. I was tired of driving. And I just happened to pull off. Didn't see the border or there's like a random border patrol stop way up there, and I just was tired of driving. I said, "Hey, baby, can you drive?" I was with my girlfriend at the time, and we switched seats. And we got up there. They pulled us in and checked everything in that car because we stopped. I'm like, okay, note to self: don't ever stop before you get to the border patrol stop. We didn't have it. We didn't do anything wrong. We didn't have anything bad, but they were looking like, "What did you guys just stop back there for?" It's funny. Michael Greer, we're going to Charleston, man, right down the coast. So just past where we used to do cement, so about 170 miles. 45 a gallon for us in the West Coast. That's for gas. My goodness, man. Well, it jumped here. We were remember when I filled up T-Dub's car? We were lucky to get 309. It was 304 over here at the Circle K. Now it's like 335, 339. So it jumped 30 cents. Mike Ward, I know, man. Cash is huge, man. He's almost 100 pounds. Pinocchio, what's going on? Buthan, where's Buthan at? Per mile, let's see, let's divide 850 by 170 miles. That's what we got per mile. And we deadheaded 3 miles to get it. Are you still on cement? No, Anthony, not anymore, man. They have enough guys that came in there. I don't know if they came in there because I was there or like they saw where I was working, but it seemed like a lot of owner-operators showed up once I started working there, which I'm not, that's nor here nor there, but they kind of took all the flexibility of like having loads be available. Now they're just taking them all, these other owner-operators that came in there. So good, that's great. It's great for the company I was working with. They're great guys, but I felt like a burden. I felt like they were like, are you going to need a load or do you want a load? And I was like, and my life was so crazy. And also I want to do dry van. That's my bread and butter. So I felt I was letting them down. So I just stepped back from it. We're paying $3.99 for gas, $4.54 for diesel. That's about like what we $4.54. We're a little bit below that out here. We're like in the 420s for you can find the best place around here. But I'll have to get fuel after this run coming back from Charleston. So we'll know on that video how much our fuel really is out here because I'll look for the best price. Governor, what's up, Brian Kemp? How you doing, Governor? How far out do you run? Isaac, when I had my Volvo, I would go all the way to Maine, man. Let's try this again. Did I come back? Because I had a phone call. Cash will be 6 feet when he's 12. I'm taking it. I was 6 feet when I was 12, I'm telling you. Fuel prices. Cody Myers, Alabama, Kenworth. What's going on, man? Yeah, Shiloh, thanks a lot. Trucking is very competitive. Yeah, once somebody finds something that's the kind of thing with my channel. I do this channel to teach people, but a lot of people take my teachings and then implement. I've had people move out to where I live, like from other states. Guys from Washington, guys from up northeast, just moved. One guy tried to move in a neighborhood, but he didn't get the house. I'm pretty sure he lives somewhere around here still, but people would move to, maybe that was part of my demise of freight dropping a little more out here in the southeast. A lot of people moved out here because of me, I guess, showing what I was getting for loads and my bread and butter down to Florida. I don't know. Who knows if that was part of it or not, but it makes you wonder, you know. We just paid $5.40 a gallon. My goodness. Man, oh man, that's why they want you to get yeah, I was 6 foot tall when I was in 6th grade. And then I grew I was probably like 6'3" going into high school, and then I ended up 6'5", do it all. My brother was like 4 inches shorter than me. He's like 6'1", 6 foot. And then through his senior year, he grew like, he'd get right there with me. He grew like 3-4 inches. He was right next to me. Sorry guys, yeah, everyone's saying you're back. So I've learned if you're ever live, don't actually close the YouTube app, just like get it off your screen and then go back to it so it's still open, and then it'll let you come back into the live. We'll kick you out. Yeah, it's Gracie, that's right, we're trying. What's your opinion on cargo van or box truck business? People have asked me this a bit. One of my neighbors actually does it. He has a dedicated route. He goes like to Charlotte and back. He doesn't talk money about what he makes, but he's doing okay with it. But I don't know anything about it, so I definitely would get a lift gate. I guess that's a big thing to have if you're gonna have a box truck. That would be makes it more versatile, but they're hard to find. You know, they're more expensive too. But yeah, expedite. I don't know if there's a big market for it right now because I mean, even our 53-foot trucks aren't making much movement, you know. Good lanes are here, they come. I hope so. $4.26 a gallon, man, Richard. We pay $2 Australian per liter here. What is 1 liter liquid gallon? Okay, Matt Hatter, I'm not sure what that equation is coming out to, but yeah. Oh yeah. Everything hauling trash. No, actually that cement company has like big old open top. They don't dump side; they're just full open. I don't know what they're called. Top loaders, and they are like 40 feet long, I guess. I don't know, pretty long. But they take a bunch of trash and recycle stuff. But they didn't really do the contract with them because it wasn't worth it. So, am I going to do what, Henry G? Am I going to do flatbed? I think so, man. I think I'm going to buy a flatbed. That's my next thing. I want to get the FLD because right now is a great time to buy anything. If I wasn't hold the pattern on spending right now, I'd be buying all these different cars I see popping up. There is a Monte Carlo SS airbag, awesome suspension all redone. It's got an LS1 in it. The interior is beautiful. I'm not really a big Monte Carlo fan, but this car just looks so nice. It's silver. And there's all these different C10s. I don't know what I'm looking at, but no. Thanks a lot, Daniel. Brian, what's going on? But yeah, flatbed, that's what I was talking about. It's right now is the time that if you're looking to ever become a truck driver or have your own truck, if you've saved up some money, definitely start bargaining. Go buy a truck and just work on it, get it right, get it roadworthy. That's what I would do. What's up, Jesse? Where are you guys at this time? This is hauling logs, the lumber mill, clearing out the logs. There you go. We're in office duty. There you go, back office. I'm right here down the street from the house, Fountain Inn, South Carolina. Like 3 miles, and we're just going to Charleston. Just a quick one. 380 per gallon, Epps company account. There you go. The coolant cap did work out. It's on there right now. It's in today's video. 13 Australian dollars per gallon. My goodness. Okay, that's cool. There you go. Yeah. Hope you guys are having a good one too. Hope it's not so hot out there. 337 South Texas. There you go, Gracie. That's about where we're at. Right around there. Every day. Thanks a lot, Kenil. Thanks a lot. Is that the Nigerian flag or Brazil? What do we got there? Nigeria? That's awesome. Thank you for watching. Steven, yeah, I talked to Steve a little bit at Matt's. It's pretty cool. It's kind of crazy because he walked up and started talking to me, but he didn't like let you know he was recording you, which I do that a lot. But I mean, especially at a truck show, he had like a GoPro attached to his chest, and he was just recording the whole time. I was like, that's cool. But I saw it later. Somebody pointed out to me like, hey, he was recording you guys the whole time. I'm like, that's cool, man. But Australia work day just started. Have a great day. Yep, there you go. You too. Guys are getting started more. You're a little bit behind us. Looking for an excavator to do land clearing. There you go. I would buy like a Bobcat and like do some grading and some concrete work. That's a good place to start. I think I might help my kids get that when they get into the high school summertime job kind of thing. Get a nice 40-foot trailer, put a couple Bobcats on there, or one Bobcat and one little smaller excavator, and let them go ahead and do some grading and some concrete work. That's a good job right there. It's better than doing yards, I think. Brian, I've never hauled rock, man. Brother John, so my house probably appraises for more now, but we pay about $2,000 a year in taxes, but $2,200 I think it was for the main house we have here, but it's worth like $450,000 now, $430 to $450. Yeah, that's what taxes are. And then car taxes, they go down as the price of the car goes down, as it gets the value of the car goes down. So like the red Dodge that I just did the registration on was like $80 for the year. The Hellcat was just redone. It was like almost $300. T-Dub's Escalade was like $350. So that's not too bad, I hear. We pay that much here on our house. Yeah, about $2,000 property taxes. We paid like $1,100 for the lake property. That's 1.4 acres out there on the lake. So it just depends on the county. Amy Ward, what's going on? No keyword. I might drop a keyword in live, but not today. I'm not dropping a keyword. We did one yesterday. What it do? What's up, Brian? Leaving Utah, heading home. There you go, hammer down, man. Raleigh, we got a little trip there, man. Safe travels from Utah back to North Carolina. Massachusetts, what's up, August West? I love Massachusetts. It was pretty up there. I've been to Boston one time. I flew in there and stayed the weekend. That was cool. It was like the fall time. It was really pretty. October. And then I've been up there a couple times in the truck to deliver some insulation one time. I waited out in the street all night. It's a nice place. What is your take on the expedited straight truck? That's kind of like Hot Shot, kind of like box truck, I guess, same kind of thing. I don't think that industry is doing great right now. Nothing's doing great right now, but that was really prevalent when like there was a lot of extra stuff that needed to move, and all these bigger companies couldn't grab it. But now these bigger companies can grab it, so I would imagine they're even putting box truck loads on full 53-foot trailers for these megas because there's not a lot of stuff moving around. So, but I don't know that industry, so don't call me an expert. Other guys out there definitely know that way more than me. Take Logenia, what's going on? August West, oh yeah. Here's approaching $6,000 for Texas. For I guess just the price of what your house is worth is what they in the county you live in. But yeah, the lake property. If we built a nice house on there, it would go up. But for right now, it's just like $1,000 a year, $1,100. It's not bad. And insurance, I don't know if our insurance will go up or down out here on this house, but it was like $2,000. They're both like $2,000 a year. $2,000 for insurance for the year, $2,000 for taxes. Lots of people moving to South Carolina, yeah. The UK with some downs. Like an alarm system on his daycare. We would be paying $7.65 a gallon. My goodness. John Marty, that's a tax person's question there, buddy. You want to go ahead and set up your own separate LLC and run it as an S corp and have your expenses. You can buy cars that are over 6,000 pounds. Appreciate them. You can depreciate your truck every 3 years. All your expenses, you can depreciate anything that goes along with trucking. So it depends on how much you spent that year is going to be how much you pay in taxes, kind of thing. So if you offset, you can have a separate office, run that, everything from the landscaping to the office, to the upkeep, to the cleaning, to the power bill, all this different stuff can be written off. So you need to get a good CPA. Not all CPAs are great. Some just run by the book and do the bare minimum for you. Some can really dig in and help you. So CPA is the way you want to go. Cars from Atlanta to Minnesota, but the rate is not good enough for non-CDL hotshot. Yeah. Insurance on house and vehicles like $9,000 a year. Man, it's running wood chips now. There you go. It's been a while since I've heard anything about Tesla's big rig. Yeah. I don't know. The biggest thing with the electric stuff is the cold and the heat. The heat makes the battery. They both make the battery die way quicker. And they're all talking about when these batteries are depleted and done, just like even your rechargeable batteries back in the day when you had a little 4-plug you plug into the wall and had 4 AA's, and they would eventually not work anymore or hold their charge as long. And then what do? Replace the whole bottom of your car? It's going to cost as much as the car cost. When I went back from my mom's ceremony for her celebration of life, the people we stayed with, they had a Tesla, and he told me all about how much the charger cost in the house, and they had like the slow charger, and still, I forget how much it cost him, but he's like, this is not free. This cost me to charge my car almost as much as it costs for gas on like a hybrid. I'm like, well, so I guess it's not 100% all there free. And then they can turn your power off, and then how are you gonna? There's just a bunch of loophole problems, I think, with that. But I get what they're doing. I guess they're trying to save the world, but then they're messing up the world, making the batteries and then disposing of the batteries. Who knows? Who knows? That might be a different motivation of why they're trying to do that, but who knows why. Bad weather? No, I don't think so, Gracie. We look real good out here. We had 0 clouds this morning, but then again, the storm kind of went past us. That's not an alarm. Lots of new trucks. The horn will go off and the driver's door's open. Ah, I see. My red Dodge Ram will do that. I don't know why. Like if it's not because the indicator that tells me if I'm parked, neutral, or drive, whatever, it'll be in park, but the cable hasn't told the sensor to like tell the little light in the dash to be in park. And I open my door and it'll honk at me. But that's a 2006. TMS software. There's all kinds of them out there. What's the one we use? We don't use TMS because that's more for a broker kind of thing, but I can't remember who we use right now for our taxes. But yeah, there's all kinds of them out there. Just all of them the same, just pretty much the same price per month to use them and stuff. So find the one that best suits you. But that's TMS is more back office, kind of bigger company or fleet and brokerage stuff. So I don't have a lot of experience with that. E-semi is not for OOs. Yeah, I don't think so. Recommend to keep aside for emergencies. John, I'd recommend having a like a credit card or a bank savings of at least, I know it's hard to say like 20 or 30,000, but at least have an open line of credit for like $30,000 if you're gonna have to one day replace your motor or rebuild it. That's the biggest thing that's gonna get you. Be able to have access to that kind of line of credit to pay that off. My rebuild of my Volvo the first time was only like $13,800 what I spent, but I did it myself. So, but yeah, this last rebuild on this truck was like $32,000. Did it myself again, so would have been closer to 45 grand probably if I paid someone else to do it. So that's the biggest thing that's gonna hurt you. But other than that, tires, turbo, all that kind of stuff. But I know people want to keep it a secret, but if you're gonna buy a truck, try and find a truck with a 12.7 Detroit or a 14-liter Detroit 60 series. They're way less expensive to rebuild and everything else on them. The air compressors, the AC compressors, the turbos, water pumps, everything is cheaper. The Cummins, 3 or 4 times more expensive. In case of the turbo, I think 10 times more expensive for a Cummins turbo than it is for a I paid $350 for my set 12.7. $18,000 for a rebuild. Yeah, but it's the parts too, Mike. It's not just thanks a lot, Isaac. What's up, Trey? The parts are what cost a lot nowadays, and the parts keep going up and up and up. Maybe my truck out went back company until things get better, thinking about getting like an early yeah, that's right. So there's a guy right around here with the same truck as me, it's a 2000 I think, and I'm like, man, I should buy this truck. But it's $50,000. He'll probably bargain on that because no one's buying trucks right now. But it's 12.7 Detroit. It's 12.7 Detroit motor, rebuilt like 200,000 miles ago. Paperwork for it. Same 86-inch sleeper. It has the older dash because it's an older truck, but this exact same truck with a 12.7 Detroit. That's $50,000. That would be, if that truck was for sale 2 years ago, it would have been gone in minutes. Nowadays, no one's buying trucks, so. The guy next to me got loaded before me. Come on. Thanks a lot, Ronald. Steven, what's going on, man? I meant to ask you on the last slide, but did you ever consider Amazon Relay? So this is the thing. They have a different insurance policy. They want $2 million. General liability, which isn't bad. It only adds like $300 a year to your policy, but I used them a little bit for their loads. Like they would load my trailer at their facility when they first came out, but I never used their trailers and did their like power only thing. A lot of people do, and I still see a lot of guys out here, different companies pulling Amazon trailers, but I don't think it's the way to really, I don't know, I guess you can make money at it, but it really doesn't have the best rates. You can't really negotiate. Fitzgerald Coronado 2012 with 51,000 miles 2 years ago from a race team. That's awesome. That's a great truck right there. 2012, and it probably has a 12.7 because a lot of the Fitzgerald, if you don't know what Fitzgeralds are, guys, they're a glider kit. So a glider means that they would take like a newer chassis truck, but it would come with no motor or drivetrain, no transmission. And then it could be adapted with an older 1999 or older 12.7 liter Detroit motor, and then you wouldn't have to run E-logs. So they're kind of putting a stop to it. They, I think they shut down Fitzgerald a little bit and made the regulations even harder so they can't get around the loophole. When I flatbed, Brian, I don't know, man. That's going to be a whole different opening up of game for me. But there's plenty of stuff around here. It would be cool to do RGN and like move some big excavators and move some big dump ends and stuff. But having like trail cars and pilot cars and all that, and all these permits and wide loads, I've never been into that. I'm sure you need some more expertise with that, and at least the knowledge of doing it. Probably isn't extremely hard, but I have zero knowledge of doing that. So that would be cool to do that one day. What do you think about rebuilding a DD15? I don't know about it, man. Only thing that really threw me off on a DD15, it was one came into the shop when I was rebuilding this truck, and the fuel system, like the intricacy of the engineering they did on this fuel system, looks like a predator's head with all these tentacles going everywhere on the side of the motor. I was like, what is that, Allison? She's like, that's their fuel system. I'm like, my goodness. So I just looked, I'm sure it's a 6-cylinder straight inline diesel motor that everything comes apart on, but I've never pulled apart a DD15. The 12.7 Detroit, the reason I keep talking about that motor is it has good power for the displacement, pretty good fuel mileage, and it's pretty simple. It's easy to fix and work on, so as long as you have a kind of a gearhead mind a little bit. Spread axle for, yeah, I am CNS. I'm thinking of a spread axle like Fontaine, 48-foot aluminum trailers. They're like 10 grand, you know, like 8 grand. There's a couple of them out here for 8,000, but they're older, and they're in the 2000s, early 2000s. So check over the hubs, re-grease the hubs, or change out the oil, check the bearings on the hubs, and redo the brakes. Check all your airlines and your chambers, and got a pretty dang good trailer. Predator's head. Come in to stop, work on the truck. No, you got a sheepdog. You gotta have to, like for me, I had to keep pushing. I was running my Volvo since Christmas till February, end of January to early February before I got into the shop. I was persistent, being like, look, I want to do this. I can do this. And I've never rebuilt a 15-liter ISX before. Never rebuilt a motor in my life before I did that. But I knew her knowledge and Jerry's knowledge, and I knew I had to. It was sink or swim for me. It was stand trucking, or I didn't have the money to pay someone else or the time to wait. So I kept running the truck, drilled holes in the radiator cap, burped it every night so it didn't hydrolock. You can get around it. Then I would change the oil like every week and a half. I was spending $100 and some bucks on oil because the coolant was getting into the oil. So, but ran at my thermostat locked up on me coming out of Florida on I-75. Truck started overheating. Pulled the thermostat out on the side of the road. That's because the oil, it was just getting old. So, anyways, I kept telling them, like, whenever you got a chance, and then they set me up with an appointment because they were really busy back then. When trucking was really going, everybody was getting their trucks rebuilt or doing something to their truck. And now I'm pretty sure they probably slowed down a little bit too, just because not a lot of people working it. But anyways, I kept being persistent. And they think that if you see the drive and they want to do it, then they'll let you do it as long as you have a little bit of wrenching skills. Take your CDL test in 2 weeks. There you go, Gravedigger. Congrats, man. Just stay calm at it and stay out of speed. Gabriel, the N14 is better than Detroit? I'm not 100% sure, man. I don't know. I've never had a red top N14. I've heard great things about them, but if their prices on parts are anything like Detroit, then that's the only reason. Detroit's just inexpensive. The rebuild kit's like $2,500 for the whole thing. Like liners and pistons and everything. Head. So rebuild kit and head, like $5 grand for Detroit. It's 15 grand for Cummins for just the head and the rebuild kit. So that's why I like the Detroit. Any trucks I buy from now on will be like FLDs or Coronados or old W9s that have a 12.7 in them, something like that, or even Pete's that had a 12.7 in them. Because that's the thing, I want to buy, if I do ever have a fleet down the road, my sons get older, they want to be truckers or whatever they want to do, I'll buy trucks for them if they want to live that life and save up money and buy a house, which I hope they can do, because the average household cost of a house, like, I forget how many years ago, was like $200,000. Now it's $450,000. How can you afford that with still getting paid the same? You're going to Somerville? There you go, Gabriel. I'm going there tomorrow, man. I'm going to Charleston. Old trucker here. What's up, Hot Sauce? But yeah, if I ever buy more trucks, I have my ISX. I love this truck. This is the truck I'll probably always have. Unless I find a really nice decked out, like fiberglass floored, pretty black and red or white and red W9 that has a 12.7, then that's the only way I would switch from this truck to another truck. It's the same sleeper, but a 12.7. Or I could actually probably swap this one to a 12.7, but that would probably be reverse. Angry Egg, what's going on, man? I miss you, dude. Hope you're doing good out there, buddy. It's just as cheap as a 12.7. I had it. 2 379s, N14's best motor in my opinion. Okay, there you go. So N14, so that's news to me. I've never personally taken one apart. Is it a twin cam motor or a single cam motor? You've been busy. Good, Angry Egg. I'm glad, man. People still do what, Ghost? I didn't see your comment. Not sure if I saw the question the other day about trucks flashing you past and usually get 25% flashback from trucks. Yeah, Ghost, we appreciate it. The only thing is, don't do your high beams. Just interrupt your lights. Like, turn your lights off and on. High beam, sometimes you can be looking right back to see if you're cleared and you get shot in the eyeball with a high beam and you're like, all right. And we appreciate it. Some truckers do. Some truckers only do it with other truckers. But anybody lets me in like that, I will definitely flash back. And I have buttons on my steering wheel I just hit right here, and it interrupts my all my lights. And then this side interrupts my headlights. Out in Hawaii, dang, Angry Egg, man, don't get me started on the Maui stuff, buddy, but I'm glad you're safe from that. Steven, there you go, buddy. Do you still do that, or am I just too old? No, we still do that, Ghost. I was trucking through your area a few weeks ago. Saw 3 cement trucks sitting on. I'm telling you, Black Case, I want to know about that. I want to call that company. I have to stop at that exit sometime and be like, why are these trucks always sitting up here? Never moving, never spinning, never doing. I've been there all times. I know Lahaina's gone, man. It sucks. I've been there twice. Cheeseburgers in Paradise. Forget the seafood restaurant that was there on the water. I ate there with my family on the top floor. That was a beautiful place. It just felt like you're in a different world. Because if you guys don't know Hawaii, we're going on a different subject now. If you ever go to Hawaii and you go to Oahu, that's the small island, Pearl Harbor. Beautiful place. It's a place called Diamond Head. There's like a Hilton resort that's really pretty off to the side of the island, but it's super congested. People everywhere. You can barely walk down the street. There's so many people from Asia and from America, from everywhere. So it's like super busy. And I haven't gone there in over 10 years. So the military base is there. It's pretty. There's only 3 highways. You can go to the north side of the island. It has more of an island feel. You feel like you're away from the rustle bustle of the hotels. Because you go to the hotel side, you just feel like you're in any other resort area getting off a cruise ship. And it sure is pretty, but Maui was like a breath of fresh air. You would get over there and it would be kind of more widespread out. The resorts were beautiful, and they had this little downtown area. That's what burned, is this little downtown area with all these little shops and restaurants. And then there was houses by it that these old people that lived there forever didn't want to sell. And they wanted that land, and they just took it from them. So I don't think the power lines started that fire. I think it was intentionally done by whatever means, and that's very sad that they just took the land that they wanted. It is Gabriel. Where's Gabriel at? The container business it looked busy. Yeah, containers are always pretty good off the ports out here in Charleston and Savannah. I'm 49, turn my lights on and off. There you go, Gracie. Paul Triner, what's going on? Was trucking through your area? There you go. Sorry, Randy and Jen, how you guys doing? My mom is always trying to help trucks get the freeway when she can. Yeah. They've been sitting here forever. I want to go check on this guy and say, hey man, are we getting loaded or what? Are we done? Yeah, I'm Angry Egg, I'm telling you, man. They were doing investigations. And now they put a big giant black fence around the whole area so you can't even see what's going on in there. Try the Big Island's also, and then Kauai. Kauai's where they, there's a bunch of different islands in Hawaii. It's not just one island. I've been to Lanai. I was blessed to stay at the Four Seasons there with a buddy of mine. It was his work trip, and it was all paid for. It was awesome. They have a bunch of deer on Lanai, which is crazy. There's like a bunch of bow hunting games out there. But I've never been to Kauai. My brother went to Kauai when he was stationed in Oahu for 6 years, and he said it was gorgeous. But that's where they filmed Jurassic Park, was Kauai. So really pretty island. Yeah, using drones, but they won't let anybody else fly drones, Angry Egg. They won't let anybody else go in there and see. And then aluminum wheels melting, like that glass melting off windshields. This glass melts at like 2,500 degrees. Like there's no brush fire that gets to that hot. It's crazy. How do you get into pulling containers out of the port? Sheepdog. That's a question for someone who does that, but you know you have to have a TWIC card, so make sure you get that. It's kind of like just like an extra background check. You have to have a passport or something. I don't know all the ways to get it, but there's a bunch of companies that if you have, it's called chassis. That's what the containers get put onto, and then they lock in. That there's pins on each corner. If you bought a couple of that or had your own chassis, I'm sure you could broker getting containers out of the ports that they needed to run. Kauai for a month, it's the nicest of Hawaiian Islands. Yeah, that's what my brother said. He said Kauai was beautiful. Midwest Ontario, what's going on, rescue team? Thanks a lot, Brian. We try, man. We're not perfect. We show you the highlights of life on our YouTube for sure, but we still got Kaysen's got a headstrong mentality, kind of like me. When he wants his way, he goes and gets it, so he's butting with me a little bit. But what I always try to do to him, because I remember getting disciplined sometimes as a kid, it was no fault of my mom or my dad, but there was no reason. There was no reason why. You were just in trouble. And I always try to break it down for Kaysen. Cash never love you, Cash. You ever watch these live feeds when I'm long gone? If these are still on the internet, you were the best kid, man. You're so kind-hearted, and you just want to do good. Cash just listens to you. He doesn't want to do anything wrong, and he'll process like why. He'll ask you why not. You tell him why, and he's like, okay. Kaysen will just, like the other day we were playing Legos in his room, all of us, and we were putting together these little cars. Kaysen wants to always have the best stuff. We always the best car is his. And then once we started making a nice car, he wants everybody out of his room. And if you don't get out of his room, he starts going berserk. So I had to explain to him, like, Kaysen, this is where the Legos are. This is where we have them all in your little container. We let them store in your room. So we're going to be borrowing your room until we finish our project of our little car. And I was making Kylan a little car that had like bigger wheels in the back and little, just random little Lego pieces. And he was going crazy, like, get out of my room, it's my room. And I said, let me explain to you why, and then we'll be out of here shortly. But that's Kaysen's mentality is very, but I would always explain to him why we get in trouble. But he's always butting heads with Kylan, my youngest. They want to compete all the time over their toys, their time with me. Cash is just go with the flow. So port rates are ridiculous, like ridiculous bad or ridiculous good. But yeah, it's a little thing. I always want to teach them why I'm disciplining them or why they're getting in trouble. You need a TWIC card and a C-Link card to work the ports. What's a C-Link? I've never heard of that one. It must be a new one. Because we have like an inland port here too, where the trains offload right above the airport. A bunch of containers. The TWIC card is, the comments are doing it to me where they just keep moving around. Given to you after background check by Port Authority. Whoa. They can get pulled containers, good money in running containers. There you go. The whole Maui thing, bro, there's something with that it's, if they didn't have to put the exact same police chief that they put in there for the Vegas thing, like, it makes me think that the Vegas thing was pre-planned too. I mean, and we don't even know what happened there. We still haven't seen zero footage, security footage of this guy who supposedly took a bunch of arsenal of weapons up to the top floor of the Mandalay Bay and just started firing out his window when you could see muzzle shots coming from all different areas, but it was supposedly just one guy. We've never seen security footage of him bringing guns up or who he was or what he was, because they have cameras everywhere in the casinos, but we never saw a thing. I don't want to get started on that. Same thing with Maui. I don't think we're ever going to see a thing. Is it flooded? No, it is not, Mike Ward. And I'm not going all the way into the coast. Charleston's pretty well trenched where it doesn't flood all the way up through the city. And then where the actual warehouses and where Somerville is, it's pretty far out. You're not going to see the water. You're not going to go all the way in there and see Charleston, see like Isle of Palms, all that stuff. You're not going to see the water unless you want to. Unless you're staying there for a 34-hour reset, you can go out and check out Folly Beach, Folly. That's where I would go, or Isle of Palms. Tell Kaysen you don't pay rent. Yeah, I just explained to him, like, you're very blessed to have your own room, but you have to respect that. Some kids have to share a room with 2 or 3 of their siblings, or one sibling. Yeah, you have different theory than Mandalay Bay, 702. I'm sure we all do, man. It's crazy. Hey, buddy. What's up, Crispy? How you doing, man? I missed you too, brother. Vegas thing was definitely, yeah. They said people were running into like the Hooters Casino with full-on automatic weapons. I'm like, kind of crazy, man. Kind of crazy. I don't know if I should go check on this guy or what we're doing. Let me see. The one thing it tells me no is that he did lock my red airline. It's still locked, so. But they haven't put anything in my trailer for a long time. What time is it now? 6. So it's been about an hour we've been here. Design power lines for a living. I've worked with Hawaii Electrical before. They're definitely being made scapegoat. Yeah. I don't think the power lines started that fire. I know they had a drought for a while, but just so many things. The water being turned off. People, no response. They had another fire kind of towards the resort side. Couple days ago in Maui again, and there was helicopters with those big giant scoopers of water that released the fire retardant. That those guys spawn everywhere. The sirens are going off. I'm like, where was that when the last fire happened? If it went to the ghost concert, you would have loved it. It's Madco. It's crazy, man. It got rained out. The lightning started going crazy and it was raining pretty bad, so they had to cancel that one. They didn't even get to do it, but they only played for like 30 minutes, and the lightning started coming. So I feel bad for them. Uh oh, they're putting something else in a trailer. I can feel it. All you guys that get loaded, you know what I'm talking about. Forklift just went in and out. So maybe they're just trying to collect some order from somewhere in the back of the warehouse, but just a bunch of stacked plastic like crates that hold something. Yeah, Ghost. I watched a couple of their music videos. It's good. They have pretty good. Like T-Dubs and I had never heard of them before. Well, that's pretty good little songs, pretty good beats. Trucker 50. My eyes are getting bad. Happy Labor Day to you too, man. Gabriel, where are you getting loaded? I'm right down the street from my house. It's called Fountain Inn. Like if you've ever driven 385 into Greenville, I can see 385 right in front of me. Like that. All those cars going by. That's 385. L.A. Ross, how you doing? Thanks a lot. Remember the winds were high too? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe the choppers. What about planes? I mean, what about the small planes? I don't know. It just seems that kind of weird. They had protesters at Burning Man. Yeah, we're all getting old. Yeah, I got type metal. Yeah. I know it's not Labor Day yet. We're almost there for the weekend. See that Burning Man freeway shut down? I did not. Yeah, if they need it, I don't know. I'm not going to say it wasn't that bad, but I'm seeing the reports. I think it was just a lot of flooding and storm surge out there. It wasn't like the one that hit down there, Fort Myers area. Well, I forgot that last year's hurricane that really kind of devastated structures, like ripped the houses apart on the coast. Where this hurricane hit, it's not like a huge populated, and there's people there, but it's not like a bunch of beachfront condos, I don't think. I don't know, but it seemed like it hit in that little loop where the panhandle goes out to Panama and Tampa's down here, that little curve hit right in there. Campy, what's going on? Is T-Dubs in here? I figured live when you didn't reply to my text. I saw your text, T-Dubs, but I had a problem earlier where I got shut down from being live because I had a phone call and then I came back and it wouldn't let me go live again. 6 kids in a 2-bedroom. That's what I'm saying. These kids got to be grateful for that they have their own room. So that's why I tried to tell Kaysen. He's working the crowd. There you go. I know where you're at. I delivered pickup truck parts from there. There you go. Yeah, it seems like they just have a bunch of crates. But you can see them out here on the ground too. Just a bunch of big plastic crates with like forklift holes in the bottom. My question, but I stepped out. But are you gonna do a FEMA load? Yeah, I did just answer it. Sorry, Daniel. Yeah, I was just talking about. I don't think the devastation was as bad as that hurricane last year, but I don't know. I just saw a lot of flooding. Saw a lot of water surge coming in. So whatever they need, I've already seen a bunch of paper towel loads start popping up from County. So if one of those pops, for sure. But that last time I took that like medical relief trailer, it was also because there was still a little bit of that 19 stuff going on. So I think that was part of it. Dan, just go to justtruckin.shop. Sorry, I need to plug that more. Where do you get merch at? Like the hats and stuff? Justtruckin.shop. They have all kinds of stuff. Kaz gear. Everyone's saying hi to T-Dubs now. Grateful that each room has a TV. Yeah, Mike. Yeah. I remember we got our first 32-inch Magnavox. Or maybe it was a Mitsubishi. You would like hit the front little panel and it would like fold down, go back up. You know, like one remote. When the remote control, you'd like fight for it. Because you'd have like different channels back then. You couldn't just go stream. We have really got it good in this generation of technology compared to the rotary phone. And remember when the wireless phones came out where you would pull the little antenna out the top and you could walk around the house? You didn't have to have a cord anymore. That's how old I am. And then having a 32-inch TV, you were like cool. Even in college, if you had like one big TV. And then flat screens came out when I was out of college. And I bought my first plasma screen, like a 42-inch for like $2,000. It was heavy as heck, and I still had it to the day that T-Dubs and I, we sold it when we moved out of Arizona. But I bought it at the commissary, or not the commissary, what's it called? What's the place called where they have like the shopping area on the military base? It's not the commissary. It's like the X. What's it called? Wherever that is. You guys know that are military. Black and white TV. What's up, Carson? How you doing? But what's the place called that you like? It's like Costco for the base. It's like food and electronics and everything. Oh my God, the mini tacos we got. Oh yeah, T-Dubs has mini. Yeah, PX. That's it. There you go. The Exchange. That's where I bought my plasma. It was like a great. It was way better than like Circuit. Remember Circuit City and like Best Buy were like only places to go for electronics before, and now they're like non-existent, non-relevant. What are they called? Don Miguel? Katie's, get off your mini tacos. Whatever, Katie's hungry all the time, guys. T-Dubs is always hungry. And she has like a huge bag now of these little mini tacos that they sell at the gas station by our lake property. And like Sundays, I would go get coffee or donuts for everybody, and she's like, "Give me some mini tacos." Like, and she loves them, guys. But she gives me Sam's Club. Yeah, gotta go, Gracie. Gotta go get some mini tacos. Yeah, the PX. That was it. So whenever I would go visit my brother at, I forget what base he was stationed at. I think that was Arizona. It had to be Arizona because I just took it with me. Davis Monthan is there. It's a Tucson base, right? Davis Monthan? I think so. That's where the A-10s are. All the they call them tank killers. Big old Gatling gun in the front of them, tied into the helmet of the pilot. And that's where the big graveyard. There's a huge plane graveyard out there. If you guys are ever taking a load through Tucson, go check out the plane graveyard. There's all these military planes and commercial planes just lined up out there. Motors taken out. It's really cool. I'm getting my air dryer replaced. There you go. It was BX back then. There you go. Mini tacos in the pack. Yeah. A-10. Yep. A-10 Warthogs. Tank killers. That's what my brother, that's the base he was at for 8 years in Arizona, I think. 8 or 12 years. He was there for a long time. My brother was North Carolina, Virginia, Tucson, Arizona. I wish he would have got the Luke Air Force Base. Luke is right there. Right was like 15 minutes south of my house in Phoenix, and that would have been awesome to have him live that close. But he would just drive all the way up from Tucson, which is like a 2-hour drive. Wasn't that bad? But he would come up on the weekends and stuff. We'd go out to the lake, go wakeboard. And that was some of the best times of my life. It was like 2006, 2007. But Luke, he couldn't get there because it was like a training base. He could be like an MP, like a military police, firefighter, something like that. But like it was all for training pilots, and it wasn't a base that had his job. He was intelligence, so he couldn't get that base. But he got Tucson. So and Raytheon, like that makes the rockets and stuff, is down there in Tucson by that military base. So there's a lot of feedback between each other. Davis Monthan, there you go. What's the load that you're on right now, Adam? It's just like new Art Hog is wicked, yeah. Commissary, there you go. Every day is taco day. Plane graveyard. Yeah, it looks so cool. I never went in there, but I would see it all the time. Like, man, that looks so cool. Forgot what I was talking about now. I was gonna say something. Davis Mountain Warthog. Found a Pete dealer in West Virginia that's doing cheaper than in FL. There you go. Oh, the A-10 was just retired. Didn't know that. The new Warthog out, so they got another one. Flatbed content will be awesome. Yeah, Carson, I think that would be cool. Do some flatbed stuff. Plus, it'll versatile my. Like if I get a load for the weekend that's on the trailer and it doesn't deliver to maybe like Atlanta and it's coming from Charleston or something, I can take a quick flatbed load if it's something like delivering Friday to Saturday or Saturday to Sunday, something like that. I talked about that earlier, Bill, but the cement, they're still there. Just they have enough help now to go ahead and get it taken care of. At the same base in North Carolina as your brother. There you go. But a few years before him. That's awesome, Bridget. Yeah. Seymour Johnson out there in Goldsboro, North Carolina. My brother actually worked at the Target also. He your freight load, what do you mean? Oh, the load I'm on right now? My brother worked at the Target that was close. There wasn't that much stuff in that town back then when he lived there. It's the first time I'd ever gone further than New Mexico. When I was a kid, we took like a driving trip to Arizona and New Mexico, like it was a pretty fun trip. I loved it. My mom had like an old 78 Dodge orange single cab. with a camper shell in the back that we probably should have died if we ever got hit by anything. And it had like a carpet kit in the back where you could pull the carpet up to the top, make it a full bed, or put it down low. It had like the 2 seats on the side. And we just drove that all the way out to Arizona, New Mexico, and with my mom and her friend, and it was a great trip. But anyways, first I've been, and then when my brother got stationed there, I went and visited him, and that's the first time I'd like been to the East Coast. We drove out to like, I don't know, it probably wasn't the Outer Banks, but whatever the closest beach was from Goldsboro. And that was the first time I like experienced the East. But yeah, so anyways, he worked at that Target, and he was like the undercover police security, whatever, theft prevention. So he would be like dressed in normal clothes, and the stories he would tell me, these guys just like shoving stuff in their shorts or their pockets, and he'd be like, because back then there wasn't a policy of just let them go if it's a whatever money amount. He would just grab them and say, hey, like, come on, or pull that like a back office. He would always have to interrogate him and show him the cameras, like, we got you stealing this stuff. Helped repair the F4s back then. Wow, F4 Phantom. Yeah. Yep. See you later, Christian Truth. Stay safe. Love you too, man. The new Gen 1 is out. They are testing the new Sugar Super A10 next gen bird. Man. It definitely signs trucking's not doing well, Dan. I think Yellow actually is being purchased by another company. I forget who, but they're going to be allocated by somebody else. Flatbed is a week that had a heck of a time making a turn. Had to back it up. Yeah, that Mike. The 4048 is still waiting to see if it is on the screaming chicken. Me too, Crispy. Every project's on hold, man, until we I talked about that a little bit a couple live feeds ago. I think the throttle body, the drive-by-wire throttle body is not communicating. Maybe there's another loose wire somewhere or something, but when I was calibrating the Terminator X, it kept not giving me the zero out. It wouldn't, and then it finally just let it pass through. But now when I push the fuel, I can't be in the car pushing the pedal and looking and see if it's opening or not. But I don't think that throttle's even moving, because it'll just idle. But I give it gas and it won't go past. It just, so I don't know. Yeah, Specialized, definitely the best. It's just a little bit harder to get into. Why did you choose to stay in one of the Carolinas? So my wife, T-Dubs in the chat, she's raised right here where we are right now. She was raised right here. I don't want to see what's going on, guys. How long we've been live? 67 minutes. Didn't even realize it's been that long. It's been like an hour and 17 minutes, or hour and 7 minutes. So I'm gonna let you guys. We're talking about new IROC. Yeah, Adam. There's a guy that had a blue one. He's not gonna trade though. He wants. He was gonna take the Trans Am. I don't want to get rid of the Screaming Chicken to just trade for another IROC. But this one had a 5.3 motor, LS1 intake. Like it was a nice motor that he built, but and it was the 6-speed Tremtech. But it's exactly what I'm going to do with the other IROC, but I just kind of want it to already be factory white. I love white cars. I don't know why. I love the maroon IROC, but maybe if I do anything, I will trade the red maroon IROC for a white, hopefully a manual car. But if it's an automatic, people say that the Generation 4 SS that I have, those pedals will go right into the IROC. You just got to drill the dimple in the floor and the pedals will work. I think Gary's coming. Hey, there we go. We got a thumbs up. You guys are good luck. I turn off my green APU. I don't even know why I have APU running, because my windows are down. Sweet. Come on inside. All right. All right, guys. He is I'm going to turn my APU off. He is unlocking my airline. I shouldn't have had my APU on in the first place. Let's head on in there. There is the other Justin right there. This looks like a little gamer. Oh yeah. All right, time for dinner. You guys wish Tita luck with her mini tacos. I love you guys. God bless you. Let's have a great Labor Day weekend. Let's pray for this country. Let's get freight going again. And I'm going to get this stuff to Charleston tomorrow. And I'm going to go home and see T-Dubs right now and see how many tacos she's eating, right? God bless you guys. See you on the next one.